Grateful offerings. As a kid, one of my parents would give me money to buy the other parent a gift. Even when I had an allowance or helped around the house, any money used for cards or gifts had to come from my mom or dad. Like children who borrow a parent's money to buy them a gift, anything we give to God we first receive from Him. That includes money, time, talents, obedience, or even our prayers and praises. We wouldn't have breath in our lungs, praise in our hearts, or a dime to our name apart from God's grace. In 1 Chronicles 29, David throws a party after commissioning his son Solomon. As he seeks to fund the temple, he doesn't tax the people or command donations, but he encourages them to give according to what God has given them. Nothing motivates thankfulness and worship of God like remembering God's goodness and grace. Grace makes us grateful, and gratitude spawns generosity. Because they believe God provides, it frees them to give back to God. Because they believe God blesses them in countless ways, they thank Him. And because God has fought their battles for them, preserving them to this very day, they give thanks for the past and trust Him for the future. Don't forget this is David, the famous king of Israel. Most kings and presidents across history become drunk on power. Others speak their praise and inflate their egos. But David stays humble because his eyes remain on God. Knowledge of God provides perspective. He would not be king apart from God. He would not have wealth to give or victories apart from God. Any wisdom, strength, or gifts and abilities David possessed were God-given, and he knew it. They were from God, but they pale compared to God. We either see ourselves as the cause of the good things in our life, which leads to clutching onto them, or in pride boasting about them, or we credit God and give Him the glory. We will be self-centered or God-centered, but one of the two will be at the center of everything. Where in your life have you experienced God's provision, wisdom, blessing, protection, victory, and strength? What are blessings in your life, big or small?
Then David praised the Lord in the presence of the whole assembly. O Lord, the God of our ancestor Israel, may you be praised forever and ever. Yours, O Lord, is the greatness, the power, the glory, the victory, and the majesty. Everything in the heavens and on earth is yours, O Lord, and this is your kingdom. We adore you as the one who is over all things. Wealth and honor come from you alone, for you rule over everything. Power and might are in your hand, and at your discretion people are made great and given strength. O our God, we thank you and praise your glorious name. But who am I, and who are my people, that we could give anything to you? Everything we have has come from you, and we give you only what you first gave us. We are here for only a moment, visitors and strangers in the land as our ancestors were before us. Our days on earth are like a passing shadow, gone so soon, without a trace. O Lord our God, even this material we have gathered to build a temple to honor your holy name comes from you. It all belongs to you. I know, my God, that you examine our hearts and rejoice when you find integrity there. You know I have done all this with good motives, and I have watched your people offer their gifts willingly and joyously. O Lord, the God of our ancestors Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, make your people always want to obey you. See to it that their love for you never changes. Give my son Solomon the wholehearted desire to obey all your commands, laws, and decrees, and to do everything necessary to build this temple for which I have made these preparations. Then David said to the whole assembly, Give praise to the Lord your God. And the entire assembly praised the Lord, the God of their ancestors, and they bowed low and knelt before the Lord and the king. Solomon named as king. The next day they brought 1,000 bulls, 1,000 rams, and 1,000 male lambs as burnt offerings to the Lord. They also brought liquid offerings and many other sacrifices on behalf of all Israel. They feasted and drank in the Lord's presence with great joy that day. And again they crowned David's son Solomon as their new king. They anointed him before the Lord as their leader, and they anointed Zadok as priest. These are the instructions regarding the different kinds of peace offerings that may be presented to the Lord. If you present your peace offering as an expression of thanksgiving, the usual animal sacrifice must be accompanied by various kinds of bread made without yeast, thin cakes mixed with olive oil, wafers spread with oil, and cakes made of choice flour mixed with olive oil. This peace offering of thanksgiving must also be accompanied by loaves of bread made with yeast. One of each kind of bread must be presented as a gift to the Lord. It will then belong to the priest who splatters the blood of the peace offering against the altar. The meat of the peace offering of thanksgiving must be eaten on the same day it is offered. None of it may be saved for the next morning.